I mentioned something to you about sense of touch. So we have this special method which calls Chi Sao. Well, people say here it's sticky hands or whatever, like it's pressure. It's all about pressure. What's happened here is really, just imagine one riverbed and two rivers coming and colliding. So the one river, the stronger with the stronger pressure, doesn't immediately take the other one with him. What's happened really physically is when they collide, it's like a fountain, and then the stronger will overlap. But still, the weaker one tries from underneath, much as he can, to push pressure. It doesn't immediately follow, right? So what's happening is here too. You see, if he punches, I punch, I not immediately give in. I still try to go in and intercept. Even he becomes stronger. You see what's happening is he's deforming my arm. It's all physics, all action of force. So if he moves in, he moves, then he rotates me, see? But my pressure still wants to go if he drops his fist. So if he does a little bit more fast, boom, so it continues. Okay, so it's all really physics again. The whole system is scientific. Everything I explain must be mathematically, scientifically explainable to you, otherwise it's not real Wing Chun. Right? There are lots of different Wing Chun styles. Let's say if he gives me a punch, some people have a solution. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is, you can say it's Wing Chun because the techniques look like. Okay, and also technique is not important for us. It's more the concept, how I apply my limbs to this situation. So a lot of people have techniques. Let's say you see very traditional other style, they have a knife. Just cut a knife, please, quick. I'll show you something and you understand a little bit better what I'm talking about. So people show you techniques, but technique, you should not rely too much on technique itself because technique could cost you life, right? So because it's a combination, pre-arranged movements are techniques. So if Michael attacks me, let's say very traditional people like in Jiu-Jitsu show you something like this, bang, and then they go here, and he taps out. Well, the problem is if he does the same thing, maybe the student does this one. So it's, you know, the technique doesn't work. Same again with a punch. If he punches, I do this, 1, 2, 3. This is terrible Wing Chun. But if he punches me, maybe I do this and he punches me second, maybe it looks like this, 1 against 1. It's better Wing Chun. But the best Wing Chun is, let's say he gives me a pak sao, we call, and punches. If I have really nice pak sao, right? Look, in that moment I have one hand against two and punch him. This is the best Wing Chun you can have. So if one hand can control two of your opponents. So very, very important. Or the same thing as people grab your wrist with both hands. And you see like in Taekwondo something, Hapkido, they raise their legs over, or people do this. They took your hands for one hand. So you see, very simple. If somebody grabs you, you don't care. This is what you do. I want you to understand the simplicity of Wing Chun. It's very direct. We don't really care. Or if he really holds me again with two hands, this means I actually, with one hand, I have defended already both his hands. So I just have one free. It's playing chess, right? You're always a step ahead. So I want you to understand what I mean by having one technique, another technique. Okay, it's combination. And lots of, like Jeet Kune Do, is all combinations play. They use the word concept a lot. But what does concept really mean? It's all science. You have to go with the science. So Wing Chun is created. Anything after this is just a method. Methods may work, may not, but a system always works. There are internal, external systems. Look, when we do Chi Sao, it's quite internal. It's all Chi Sao movements. But I can use the same movements against external attacks. So when somebody comes in my school, they don't want to fight against chain punches. They don't want to fight against Wing Chun type attacks. They're afraid of against swings, headlocks, pulls, eye gouges, kicks. Very simple things people can do without martial arts. Hey, look, you're in a bar, you're drinking your beer, and somebody goes, hey, what is wrong? Boom, he gives you a headlock. He doesn't need any martial arts for that. This is what you do in school. Or say, oh yeah, you're talking to me, pang. Gives you a straight kick. Any old man, anybody can do that. So what I'm saying is this is the most fear people have. Right? Or just grab your hair. So, or grab your shirt. Things people don't need to train. And this is basically every human being out there could be an opponent. Could be extra dangerous to you, grab you with anything without any prior training before. So this is what people come for. So we apply this. If he gets me in a headlock, boom, I know how to do and defend it. Same concept. If he gives me a swing, boom, it's the same technique. But if a swing becomes a headlock and pushes, so I go behind. So what? So you see, the exercise we do is the same, no matter holding or punching, grappling or kicking. A roundhouse kick or a hook, like look at the swing, punch. Look, pang, 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 pang. So he's giving me a roundhouse kick. Why should I change my concept? Why should I change my concept? So all this mixed fighting stuff, it's good, keeps you fit. But the point is, each time you have to change your concept of the approach. So if it's a kicker, I have to stay like this, or if it's a puncher, it's like this. If it's a grappler, I have to do this. A real fight is split seconds. So fast, you don't have time to change your concept. So you need a concept which goes all the way through. So that's why it becomes a system. Against your own or with your own style to support you, become better. And then mainly, the first thing should be always provide you defend you getting external things, the everyday attacks out in the street. And once you master that, then you want to learn the art itself. Then you can go and do it against or with your art, not against your art. So, and one of these methods we call Chi Sao, as I mentioned, it's implanting reflexes. And the physics I explained you with the riverbed, the pressure. So what's happened, so we have constant pressure here. Of course, in the beginning, the student learns how to position. And here, again, I apply the center line theory. Our center line theory with this one, the 3 dimensions. If you really look, our circle goes this way and this way. Tai Chi stuff, they have wonderful stuff too, but they go like horizontal. So you have this part open. So Wing Chun goes vertical. Since I'm here, from here to every direction, from the center, it's the same distance. And then with the depth, I have this circle. So, and this is what I apply here, if you look depth, and I have the horizontal. So this really covers my trunk. So, and it's all about sensitivity. So this is not visual. It's a direct contact, a direct reflex. You mean your nerve system reacts immediately here. Doesn't it go, when it punches through my eyes, I think you make about 16 decisions. And you ask, your right brain is responsive to your left side, vice versa with the other side. So you have to recognize the punch. Even he lifts a fist. Now you have to see, oh, is this a straight punch? Could be a swing, could be an uppercut, could be a diagonal. So for me, I can go boom, I can go straight, or maybe I can go low. So the decision is split second. So that's why visually you have very, very difficulties to defend that. So therefore our limbs are very up here. If I stay here or here, look, hey, let's say I want to hide in a nightclub or a restaurant. I don't want to look aggressive. Look, the guy pushed me maybe. Say, hey, come on, leave me alone, man. I want to look passive. I want that the people, witnesses, also see, look, hey, this guy's not aggressive. He shows, I don't want to fight. But if the guy comes, I can do everything I want. If he moves in, pushes over somebody, see, I can do whatever I want. So the same thing you learn here. So really, it's all about defending yourself on the street according to laws. We live in a civilized world. So we cannot just go and chain punch people like as you saw earlier. I just cannot go and beat somebody to death. That's not what we're teaching. We teach you also to control your anger too, because this is, again, most thing. Anger is something, if this comes out, my God, take your legs in your hand and run. Okay? So you don't want to just be a monster and fighting people. You want to also learn to control. And again, here, it's all about sense of touch. Here we implant the person. Let's say he learns against the pressure. Remember the riverbed I explained here? He pushes, I push. So this is the first. As long as I don't step, if it's open, he moves in. As long as I don't intercept, and I move in, he doesn't need to turn. If I'm very strong, I can maybe turn him, you see? And then he can lock me down, guide it, and attack me. Of course, I can get out here. I do things. See, once he learns a bunch of movements on sections, then we mix them like a puzzle. So he doesn't know anymore which technique is going to come. So basically, he really relies, once we have formed his body, that he understands to be flexible. You see, just exercise like this, or exercise like this, you see? Now he's really taking my force, he's borrowing my force. Now I borrow his force, you see? To be rotated. But actually what my limbs really want to do is attack him, all the time. So a lot of Wing Chun people use the word passive. It's totally wrong. Look, passive is this, Michael, do this. Don't move. Now he's passive. I just punch him. This would be, we're not passive. We're absolutely active. But our defense movement are unconsciously because we implanted a reflex from moving 1 million times over and over under different pressure. Hard, soft, speed. We put everything on this. Okay, let's say Mike can give me very slowly in the beginning so I understand the movement. He can go fast, aggressive. Maybe he can hit me down with this and punch me with that. Boom! See, all this different type of version makes you more flexible. That's why it's very, very important. we always have the saying like the best teacher's pain. Because if the student mostly don't listen, he's always a smart, He knows everything better. So what's that when you punch him one time, you will see how fast his guard is up there. Okay, if he doesn't listen. But second is this we call repetition. It's very important that you have to repeat a lot, but different type of repeating, not the same boring thing. Okay? And the third is me, because I know something against the pain. If you would listen to me first, it would make me the first best teacher. But since humans always put their brain in, I'm only 3, but I can live with that too. It's fine with me. Because end of the day, when you become an expert, you say your teacher is very good because he gives you the skill and the understanding and the concept. You can help yourself. I honestly believe a good trainer or a teacher or a sifu is somebody has to give the tools to the student, and that's what a lot of people do. But the problem is they don't explain them how to use the tools and how to apply it. Okay, so it's also very, very important to make the student understand what he has to do to succeed. Okay, this is a wrong ego of some teachers, and I'm not that type. I want my students all be in good shape because they're my living on 2 legs business cards. If they behave well, if they train and they move well, it's the best advertising I can have. Therefore, I care really honestly about my students that they become very good. And then share all this stuff. There is no such a thing as secret. The only secret is for you if you're lazy, because everything is a known secret to you. I can show you, but you're lazy, you will never get it. So it's a known secret for you, okay? So please train, okay? So now let's say here, Michael, we do a little bit Chi Sao. We start slowly, and then he can try the attack, whatever. You attack me. So when you do this later, I don't even need to look. I can. Okay, so you can see it really doesn't matter, and you see me very relaxed, flexible. I don't care what he does. This is what you want to achieve. But again, it looks easy, it's very difficult. Because exercise, exercise, exercise. Okay?